Hi, and welcome back to another lesson. Today we're going to look at rootless chord voicings. As the name implies, these are chord voicings that don't have the root in their voicing. For example, here's a root full, if there's such a thing, C major triad, and here's the same thing, which is rootless, without the root. Now, why would you want to play rootless chord voicings? Well, a couple of different reasons. First of all, maybe you have a bass player who's playing the root and that frees you up to emphasize other notes that you'd like. It adds harmonic ambiguity, which might be a good thing or a bad thing. Of course, if you're playing like a power ballad or something like that, you might want to add the root in, but if you're playing jazz or fusion or something more harmonically advanced, then you might want to consider rootless chord voicings. They also fit pretty well with the left when you do left-hand comping, so that again frees up one note that you don't have to play. What I played at the beginning of this video was a progression of chords which was entirely rootless except for the last chord. And to emphasize this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it again, only now I'm going to add in the bass. I'm going to do this by playing it with the left hand and then playing the voicing with the right hand. I might not exactly recreate the exact same voicings I use, but you'll get the hang of it. So what I played was, in jazz terms, was a simple 1-6-2-5-1 progression, just repeated twice. Let's go through the voicings themselves and you'll see kind of different ideas for using rootless chord voicings. The first chord is the C major 9 chord, and for example, this voicing, it misses the C, it doesn't have the C, but it uses all of the other degrees of the chord. It uses here's the third, here's the fifth, here's the seventh, here's the ninth, and these two are doublings. Here's the fifth and seventh. So this here basically is an A major chord, of course with tensions, and there's no A to be found here. Again, this is a rootless chord voicing. Let me show you exactly what these things are that I'm playing. So if I were to play an A dominant 7th chord, I would play an A, C sharp, E, and G. Now, so this means that I was playing a G in the bass, so I'm playing the 7th, dominant 7th, or actually flattened 7th in the left hand. But what's in the right hand? It looks like an F sharp major triad, one of the inversions of it, but what sort of tensions are these for an A major chord or A dominant 7th chord? So this thing here is the third of the A dominant 7th. What do we have here? So this can be viewed, if we keep on building, this can basically be viewed as the 13th. And this thing here is basically the flattened 9th. So here's the 9th of the A scale, and just flatten it and get a B flat. Next chord is a very kind of close cluster voicing for a D minor 11th. And let's go through all of the degrees. Here's the D minor 11th. Here's the first, third, fifth, first, third, fifth, seventh, ninth, and 11th. And what I was playing was this thing, and here I'm playing the third, fifth, seventh, ninth, third, 11th, and fifth. Again, there's no root, there's no first, there's no D to be found. So here, this is basically an F minor 9, but I'm just omitting the F. And just, sorry, not an F minor 9, but an F minor 6. So I'm just not playing the F here. Now I'm back at the C major 9. And I chose to play an E, G, B flat, D, E, and G, which are the 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, 3rd, and 5th degrees of the C major scale. The next chord is an A9 or A dominant 9 chord. And this is pretty straightforward. You just play an A7th, you add the an A dominant 7, you add the 9th, and you omit the A. That's it. And in the left hand, you're just playing the 3rd and 7th. So this is a standard tritone voicing in the left hand for an A dominant 7. Now we are at D minor 11th again. And you can use a couple of different voicings here. You're getting a little low in the piano, so you want to avoid too many clusterings. So we're just playing a 3rd, 7th, 9th, 3rd, 5th, and 7th. And you can also add the 11th. I think it still sounds okay. And for the last chord, this is a classic sort of G 13th voicing. So if you were to look at the G 13th chord, and you'd basically keep the 3rd, 7th, and 13th degrees, and just move them around a bit. So just take this thing down an octave. So just move down an octave here. So you get a classic sort of Bill Evans style dominant 13th voicing. And then you're basically back at the root. And I did a little thing here, just kind of a motion where you can just copy this as is. This is really not a rootless chord voicing, just maybe something nice that you'd like to have for yourself. So I'm using a C and a B flat here in the left hand, and a C, E, and C in the right hand. So this is a C dominant 7th voicing, and then I move to an F. And this could be viewed in a couple of different ways, but I'd view it as a D dominant 7 flat and 5, and a C major chord. That's it. I hope you've learned something interesting, and I'll see you next time.